So, let's see how this card will end up. Probably pretty rigged on the left side. Venom versus Ahopulsra in the second fight. Yeah, of course, this power difference is way too high. Could be a close one here. Especially if this guy uses his Adela first. Which I guess. The right side, it's pretty equally. Cebu here, Peaches. So let's bet. Of course, we bet on Venom. Let's see how it ends. Okay, Tazar versus Tazar, huge power difference.
A sturdy body is stronger than iron armor.
Okay, Black Knights already doing their job. Judy almost dead. Nice. Let's kill Judy. Got resurrected. Now Judy again dead. Black Knights roaming up here. I'm surprised he even lost units. Still, the tank refuses to die. You can see the power difference. And it's just the team power, not the overall power. Quite big. Quite big. After that, we will see this guy. Strong teams as well. M, Meloia, and Seal. This is Asha, which is a bit weaker. And I guess he will use Adela because it's his first team and the strongest team as well. After that, I have to fight Bautista, which is the same power level, of course. And then, if we win, versus the winner of Cebu versus Peaches, depends on the teams I'm using. So I'm pretty curious how the next fight will go on. So what can I bet now? Of course, I bet on my guildmate. we have to represent our newly merged servers. So I guess let's Adela versus maybe use CL as the strongest team or the M. Probably will go for the M and spare CL for Winham. Let's see. On the M versus Adela. No lane. No healer as well.
Will lead to your defeat, young one.
Asha's Blood Angel damages Seer, if I see it correctly. Yeah, that's the Seer. See it here as Pregnant Serpent spawn. Pregnant Archer killed the first unit.
When I was a girl, I loved chess. But now,
Probably.
I've realized that controlling the battlefield is far more interesting.
It's clear he will lose. Nice. Even Adela and sister and the Judy
When I was a
couldn't
girl,
prevent
I
him
loved chess.
losing.
But now,
Of
I've
course, the
realized
Bald
that
Angel
controlling
wasn't
the
that strong.
battlefield is far
It's only
more interesting.
1 or 2 stars, Second Awakening, if I remember correctly.
I can never be defeated.
But still surprising, because there were not such a big core difference, and obviously it would favor Adela.
Your recklessness will lead to your defeat,
But
young
yeah.
one.
He used Crusaders as an offlink, which is a bad choice. He could have used a better unit first. Hala survived, probably was nice. Now he finishes Judy.
When I was a girl, I loved chess. But
Which is
now,
quite tanky.
I've realized that controlling the battlefield
Yeah,
is far more interesting.
Not that good choice. Great, so far, a bad one. Now we have to wait a minute till my fight versus Bautista, which is of course one of my candidates as well. I'll be curious if I can manage to beat him. Or not. I guess he will stay with his lineup, so probably let's try with Judicator and fully with a nice power lane. Now let's see if maybe one of my teams, maybe them or Casimir, can beat the shit out of him. Of course, I bet on myself, and I decide to use Casimir just to be sure, because I couldn't beat any of these two guys. Because I have to save Adela. If I manage to beat him, I have to save Adela for Zebu or Peaches. So the only choice is I could make stack up teams with everything, whatever UA I got, but I'm not that kind of guy. So, fingers crossed. Yeah. Won't be that easy. Adjudicator
Your
immunity
fortress will
was
crumble
triggered.
under my tsunami.
Shake the enemy to their core.
Naga slicing my tanks. Naga was killed as well by Revi, and again killed. And third time dead. Okay, now we got rid of the greatest, strongest damage dealing to our tanks. From now on, I think we can win it, because our tanks will survive. Troll will rampage.
Your fortress will crumble under my tsunami.
Yeah. Sometimes we're lucky, sometimes we go bad luck. This time we were lucky.
Doomed to fail.
For what did it use in the end? If I remember correctly, my Sophos was on top lane. So she couldn't, or would not, kill his backline. Yeah. So far so good.
Yahoo! A tsunami is coming.
Jesus. The voice of Cousin Bell. Pretty annoying. Let's put it up. Let's check the damage screen. Of course, Ragnar Archer. Highest damage dealer, 40%. Surprised that Leviathan was so high in damage. 21%. And he killed or finished Naga 3 times. It's pretty awesome. She and Ice Demon almost same damage. Troll Nick Littleville was just too bait eventually offensive for our tank to go to the lane. Yeah. Okay, after that we will see what Cebu and Peaches will do. Both strong Griffin Hearts, the new hero released last week. Pretty strong Necropolis hero, as well as Adela. Peaches has 1 star from Second Awakening. Cebu has 4. Oh, he has 6 as well. And he uses Seraph instead of Blood Angel. So more supporter, buffer, and not a damage dealer. Curious which team they will use. I should guess, I would say Cebu will stick with his Griffin Hunt, which is pretty decent. It's a beast. And Peaches will go for Adela or Griffin as well. So let's see if my guess was right. Griffin versus Adela, yeah, like I predicted. So let's
When I was
lower
a
it
girl, I loved
down
chess.
to normal speed.
But now, I've realized that controlling the
Okay,
battlefield
Judy immunity
is
was
far more
triggered.
interesting.
Dark Elemental killed Devi. Judy dead. Okay, I say we'll win this. Yeah. No, it's pretty obviously.
The outcome of this battle was decided before it even began.
And still Sisters refuse to die to Black Knight. Sisters are pretty tanky. They are pretty good to beat chargers if you put it in the rearmost position. But they died.
The outcome of this
Like an
battle was
Archer
decided before it even began.
The ultimate does a huge amount of damage over time due to the 1% every 2 seconds or so, or every 5 seconds. Now it's like a last standing. die soon.
Next sentence you utter shall be your last.
Pretty.
Your recklessness will lead to your
Well
defeat,
done, by Zebo.
young one.
As you can see, not big power difference. And maybe Peaches should have used Seraph instead of Blood Angel. Extra survive, extra team buffs. Helps a lot. Now, as predicted, we will see Venom versus Apocrypha after that. I would guess he will use his Ciel setup because it's the strongest teams. And if I remember correctly, he could even draw Venom in the group stage. As you can see here, both are playing actively because Venom chooses second team. And if you're offline, they would choose the first team first. So both are actively playing against each other. He will use Ciel, of course. So I guess Ciel versus Adela. I would use Adela. They have much of a chance. So, of course, yeah, sadly, I will bet on my guildmate. And I'm curious how he will do against Venom. So let's see if my prediction was right. No, it wasn't. Plays with Melodia. Melodia versus Adela. Okay. Weird choice. Maybe he's offline as well.
Do you want a four-leaf clover?
When I was a girl, I loved chess.
And that's
Now,
a
I've
Pegasus.
realized that controlling the battlefield is far more interesting.
Amantis, yeah, so Venom will lose. Will win, of course. Apo will lose. It's a very huge HP difference.
I was just a little bit luckier than you.
Force is not the only
Sadly,
way to
I
resolve
should
the
have bet on
dispute.
Venom. Yeah, but as you can see here, 5 million power difference. So it's not that kind of a big deal to lose in such a fight. It would be a huge surprise if he had used Steel and maybe could make it draw something else out of a fight. After that, we will see Zebo with myself, I guess. We will both use Adela. He has a 2-tank setup, I use a 3-tank setup. So maybe it's a bit in his favor. We both use 6-star Second Awakening setup. Weaponized Paladin, of course. Even he misses 3 levels of the weapon. Titan strong as well. Yes. And of course Julie and Sister. I've seen her so far. Same emblems. I use Everlasting Secret as well. Maybe Dark Elemental can help me to overcome him. But I'm not sure. He's pretty strong and has a lot of game knowledge which he can use. And now sadly we have to wait 1 more minute. So, let's bet on me, and of course, we will see Adela versus Adela. I wish we could skip that time, but we can't so far. Curious. I'm pretty curious. So let's see. Okay. Lanes there as well. Naga's on the second lane, which
I loved chess. The outcome of this
Indeed,
battle,
that's
but
the
now
second
I
Paladin.
realize that controlling the battlefield is far
Paladin
more
is
interesting.
very decent nowadays. Kinda OP with his weapon at 6 stars.
Force is not the only way to
Huge
resolve the outcome of this
buffs.
battle was decided before it even began.
Set at the page, enemy Judy immunity was triggered. So far so good.
When I was a girl, this battle was decided before it even began. But now, I've realized that controlling the battlefield is far more interesting.
And so far, nobody died. So maybe we will get a draw.
Your recklessness will lead to your defeat. The outcome of this battle was decided before it even began. When I was a girl, your recklessness will lead to your defeat. But now, I've realized that controlling the battlefield is far more interesting.
I guess it will be a draw. Let's speed it up.
Force is not the only way to resolve
Because
this.
it's kind of stalemate. Okay, Naga died.
When I was a
Again.
girl, your recklessness will lead to
None
your
of my
defeat.
units died so
Now,
far.
I've realized that controlling the battlefield
Let's
is
see,
far
one.
more interesting.
Which tells us Angelic Alliance and revive
Outcome of this battle
a unit. After that, Angel will survive a unit.
will lead to your defeat. But now, I've realized that controlling the
It's
battlefield
not very useful
force is not
spell.
the only way to
Prevents
resolve this
enemy sisters almost 11 seconds from healing.
Your recklessness will lead
And
to
still
your
2 minutes
Force is not the only way
through the
to
fight.
resolve this
Only one unit is
I've
dead.
realized that controlling
Several
the
times, of course.
is far more interesting. When I was a girl, this battle was decided before it even began. But now, I've realized that controlling the battlefield
Not that
is
super
far more
exciting
interesting.
fight, of
Force
course.
is not the only way to resolve
expect
this. Now,
from
I've
Adela versus
realized
Adela.
that controlling the battlefield is far
So sadly, I
more
have to fight Twenum with my crappy rip DM team in the finals. Yeah. Pretty surprising. At least that time. So it will be for the runner-up, Ababufa versus Sevu, Ciel versus Tazar, Tazar combined with Dragon Mutara, at least evil sorceress, And at the slot, Jesus. I would go for Ciel. But if he has open lanes, Ciel will win probably. Let's wait and see. And Boboza has a little power advantage, of course. Slow down, okay. Both Tiger and the Sorceress are in open lane. But he has Sister and Judy. Let's see who hasn't a Judy. So we can buy him some time. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad I bet on my guildmate Ciel. Yeah, pretty nice combo. Judy and Sister. Yeah. Kratz, Abothra. Yeah, but obviously, I will lose the final fight. Probably even with if he only would drop 1 unit. Or even if he dropped 7 units, I would lose still. Due to the huge amount of artifact power. Yeah. Attack elemental, okay, not that strong emblems, okay. Emblems are strong, maybe no Rosa. No Rosa, no complex units. The slot, very strong. Devil big TP, 1 million damage, 1 million power. 3.2 million attack power. Jesus Christ. The Sorceress, also pretty strong. Yeah. Mine is kind of small compared to his. Even use Dump Assassin in that team. Yeah. And not even Krebs will carry through that against the yeah, that big power disadvantage. Yeah. So make a guess, I will be dead in the very first 30 seconds. But sadly, I cannot bet on my enemy. Game would crash in that case, which means I couldn't stream it eventually. Thanks, Turbars. I hope I pronounced it correctly. So I guess my guess is 30 seconds. If I survive longer, then I would be very impressed against that team. They should skip this preparation time. Nobody could change the team in the final fights because only one team is left. So, okay, I blocked his charger lane. Yeah, I won't prevent me from perishing in 15 seconds, 20 seconds, 18 seconds. Yep. As expected. And most damage dealing on Venom's side was Abyss Lord, even out damaging Dark Elemental. Huge. Yeah, and Black Dragon on my side. Yeah, probably due to Dragon Breath, yeah. Yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you on the next stream.